Today's scouting report comes out of Fayetteville, Arkansas, home of the Razorbacks. All right, starting off on this scouting report, we're doing University of Arkansas, who's Auburn Tigers 09. First, we're going to start off just a little general stats here, some offensive stats. Total yards, 52-37. Out of these 5,000 yards here, 2386 came out of the air. 1564 came on the ground. This stat here is amazing to me, this rushing stat, because he's got a great set of running backs. So he's got a great set of running backs. Defense. There's a big difference here, but I would still look for him to run the ball. That's what he did to me when I played him. He controlled the clock. But like I said, we'll get into some of that in a minute. He only gave up 3159 total yards. This was number one in the nation. So he gave up about 2,100 passing yards and about 1,000 rushing yards. Now he was sacked 20 times. No. He got 20 sacks. 20 sacks, recovered 2 fumbles, had 16 interceptions. 20 sacks, 16 interceptions. He's got a great set of corners. So there was one guy here, and we'll talk about him in a second, that got the majority of these interceptions. He was, as far as the turnover margins, turnovers, he was +1 last year. Had 17 turnovers. Had 18 takeaways, so +1. Let me see, intercepted 6. You see, he got 16 interceptions and was intercepted 16 times, looks like. Yeah. So both. Now, yeah. Passing yards. QB. He's going to be a senior this year. He's an 88 overall. Has decent speed. His speed's a 78. He didn't run much read option on me. He might run a little bit, but I would look for him to use his running backs to run the ball more than his quarterback. And he did give up 9 sacks. He was sacked 9 times. His defense, his offensive line, most of the guys graduated. Most of them graduated, so we'll talk about that a little more in a second. Now rushing. He's got 3 great running backs. All of them, you see, 2 of them are going to be seniors, and one of them is going to be a junior coming up this year. One's an 84 overall, one's an 88, the other one's an 87. The 2 seniors are right here. This guy's going to be a junior. They all have great speed. This guy here has got the best speed. He's a speed guy. This guy's got great speed too. I mean, they're great all the way around. They all have great speed. This guy here, not as much. His speed's only 82. But his break tackle's like a 96. Or his trucking's a 96 and his break tackle's an 88. And all these guys is trucking and break tackles in the 80s. This top guy here, he ran for 734 yards. 12 touchdowns. And let's see, it goes on down. 446 yards, 7 touchdowns. Touchdowns, yards. This third guy, 298 yards and 5 touchdowns. This is dangerous to have 3 guys here. So it's going to be tough to, I would look for him to run the ball. When he played me, he liked to run the ball. He tried to control the clock to keep my offense on the sidelines. He done this a bunch. You can go back and watch that episode and see exactly what he done. He liked to run the ball, control the clock, only really threw when he needed to. But hell, I mean, if I couldn't stop his running game, so why would he even throw the ball if he can run it on me like he did? And he was the only guy to beat me. He was my one loss last year. So now we're going to look at his receiving. His receiving. Top receiver. Tight end. He's coming back. He's going to be a junior. 49 receptions for 827 yards, 7 touchdowns. Touchdowns, yards, receptions. Next on the list was another wide receiver. 41 receptions, 542, 4 touchdowns. Wide receiver. He had 27 receptions, 312, 2 touchdowns. Next one, fourth on the list, another wide receiver. All these guys are coming back, by the way. Receptions, 19 receptions, 364 yards, 4 touchdowns. Now, only going to put these on here. He's great at just picking the open receiver. There wasn't one receiver that's a top dog that's getting all the receptions. Spread the ball around. I mean, 19 receptions for 364 yards. That's crazy. 27 for 312. I mean, this guy had more receptions, more yards on less receptions. But it looks like he likes to go to these 2 guys the most just because they have the most receptions. But I wouldn't look for him to, pre-snap saying I'm gonna try to throw to my tight end. I'm pretty sure he's going to throw to whatever guy comes open. Now, on his O-line, I'm not going to draw anything out this time. I'm not going to draw anything out. Like I said, 3 seniors are leaving. Now, I don't know what he has back yet. So 3 left. 3 graduated. He's got only 2 returning. And it's the left tackle, who is 87, and a right guard, 85. Now, both of these guys are going to improve after the training results, but on the mid-season scouting report towards the middle of the season, we'll know who he has here. If you're playing him up, I mean, the SEC, we're playing a lot of people first, second, third, fourth week. I get on there, look, see who he has, see if there's some weaknesses on there. I don't have the ability to get on there and see the depth charts. So if you play him, I'd advise to get on there and look at it and see who it is, see if he's got a weakness here, and try to bring your rushes from that side. Especially, I would get on there and look too. Whoever has the lowest run block, and look to bring pressure from that side. His left end, I don't know who's going to play there. Okay, he graduated. I don't know about this guy. This guy had 8 sacks on the season. So I don't know. You need to get on there and look and see who he replaced this guy with. Who this left end is that we don't know about yet. He's got a defensive tackle that's back. He's a freshman. He's a 79, 67 stamina. Other defensive tackle, He's a 76. Or actually, this guy's going to be a sophomore. He's going to be a sophomore this year. This guy's going to be a junior. Where am I at? 67. 66 stamina. This guy had 3 sacks. This guy had 2 sacks. Along with some of Chef's stuff. In Chef's scouting report, we talked about the stamina right here. This is pretty low. This is lower than Chef's. If you're a person that runs a hurry-up offense, try to run it. Try to get these guys tired to see who's left down on the depth chart. See who would replace these guys when they get tired and come out. Now the right end. He's an 80. He's going to be a senior. He had 3 sacks. One of these guys is going to have to step it up. Because this guy looks like this guy must have been a barn burner. This dude was good, 8 sacks. So look for somebody else to step up where this guy done right here. All right, now we're going to go on to these corners. This guy's got one of the best secondaries in probably the SEC, if maybe not the country. Okay, the first corner. It's going to be a senior. He's a 90. He only had 2 interceptions. Cornerback number 2, 85. He's going to be back. He's going to be a senior. 5 interceptions. The third corner, 82, 1 interception. This guy also got a sack. With these corners and with the deep line he has, I don't think he's going to bring a lot of pressure. I think a lot of the sacks that probably come from the defensive line, probably what I like to call coverage sacks, which basically means everybody's covered and the quarterback's waiting for somebody to come open and just get a sack because he took too long to throw the ball. This guy's going to be a sophomore. He's a 79 with 1 interception. Now, all these guys, they have great man coverage, great press. They're great all around the board. They got great speed. So don't force your passes. Look and wait for somebody to come open. If you can't, try to scramble away, throw the ball away, which not a lot of users do. He's got a great middle linebacker core, too. His linebackers. The right side, I don't know who this guy is going to be. You guys get on there, look and see who this person is. He graduated. I know nothing about this person. The left side. Left linebacker, this guy's an 81. Hey, Sports Center, hello. This guy's an 81. And then we see the middle linebacker. This middle linebacker, 83. 3 sacks. So I'd look for him. Watch this middle linebacker. Looks like he picks his times to bring this middle linebacker on a blitz. So if you're running a spread offense, got 3 or 4 wide, and he brings this middle linebacker, and you have a 4 wide set, look to throw to your tight ends, look to throw to your running backs, because this is the guy that covers them in man-to-man. Now, if he's running a zone, he's got to wait till one of your receivers goes through one of the zones. But anytime somebody blitzes the middle linebacker, usually leaves the middle of the field open. The only thing on his secondary that I didn't write down is his. He's got a senior free safety. That's probably the weakest part of his secondary. Let me see. Secondary revisited because I forgot it. His free safety, 78. 1 and 1 pick. Strong safety. This guy's a junior. That's at 90. Okay. This guy's going to be good. Watch this guy. They both have 1 pick apiece. They're both going to be back. So watch them if you're throwing deep. All right. We're summing it up right here. On offense. I would look to, if you do that, run the hurry up. If you're the person that does this. Run a hurry up. Look to get the defensive tackles tired. Tired and out, and then you can run the ball and pound it. He's got a great secondary. Look to throw to your halfbacks out of the backfield and tight ends. Because the middle linebacker is the person that's going to be guarding these people, not the corners. So look to try to throw to them. Linebackers, if you have a great tight end, look to throw to them. Basically, we're going to talk again about the great secondary. Don't force your throws. Don't force your throws. Limit your turnovers. That pretty much goes for playing any user. If you ain't winning the turnover battle, you're probably not going to win the game. All right. Defense. What to do on defense. His tight end was the person he wanted to go to the most. Know where this person's at. Know where the tight end's lining up. Okay? Because he's probably going to look to throw to him as his favorite target. That doesn't mean he's not going to throw to somebody else. It just means that this is probably his number one person he looks at first before he starts checking the ball down. Okay? Look for him to run the ball. Run the ball to control clock. That's what he did to me. That's how he beat me. He kept my offense on the sideline. I couldn't stop his run. Look for him to try to run the ball. With those running backs he has, he'd be a fool not to. I would look to try to force him into passing situations. You got to take the bad with the good. I'd rather have him try to beat me with the pass than pound the ball away forever with them running backs. So they're never going to get tired. They're just going to have another one come in that's just as good. Force him into passing situations. He's got great running backs. Either that or you're going to try to have to run a little blitz there to get him to take care of that. This is what I do. This is some scouting report of Arkansas. Hope it helps. Good luck.